Hi, I'm Jeff Lerner from Studio Cycles and StudioCycles.com, and in this YouTube session we're going to talk about the Schwinn AC series bikes with the mPower console and having the computer head unit on the handlebars come loose and not being able to tighten it up. The AC handlebar is unique in and of itself because it's such an intricate, involved design. And this is the underside of the handlebar that you see on this bike. And the head unit actually attaches to a bracket, and the bracket attaches underneath the handlebar right here. There's two what are called riv nuts that are set inside the handlebar. And there are two 3mm Allen screws that attach this bracket to the handlebar here, underneath the handlebar. And that bracket comes up and shoots up, and then this head unit slides onto that bracket with a tiny little screw right here. So we're going to talk about this bracket and what happens when it comes loose. First of all, if you ever have to replace the batteries in this, there's a tiny little Phillips screw. Don't lose that because it's proprietary and it's hard to find if you lose it. But you have to take the screw off. This screw slides right off. The batteries are inside here for the head unit. But this session is about the bracket that fits on the handlebars. And there has been an issue, it's not common, but it's not uncommon, where that bracket attaching to the handlebars, the bracket will come loose. And if you attempt to tighten these 3mm Allen screws and they don't tighten and the bracket still moves, don't try to over tighten these, because once they're snug, and if you over tighten them, you're going to strip them out and then you're really going to have a problem. The issue is where the bracket connects to the handlebar here, and these fittings inside this tube of this slider, they're called riv nuts. And this is a riv nut here. A riv nut is a small little piece of metal, tubular shaped with a ridge on it. And at the factory what they do, and they do the same thing with water bottle cages when they attach a bottle cage to a frame, they'll drill a hole, they'll stick this in the hole, they'll screw it onto this tool and they'll stick it into the hole, and what this tool does is it crimps the riv nut and it holds it firm and stationary inside the hole, and then you have a fitting where you can screw things into like a water bottle cage. In this case, you have riv nuts put into the handlebar at the bottom of the slider tube, and the bracket attaches to the riv nuts with two 3mm Allen screws. If this bracket starts to move and you can't tighten it, don't over tighten it. Take the handlebar out of the bike, remove these two 3mm screws. Be really careful you don't drop this head unit because this is a $500 computer. And then you're going to want to turn your handlebar upside down like this, and you need a riv gun or a riv tool, which is this, and you'll put this tool into these riv nuts, and you're going to tighten it in there snug. And basically what you're doing is you're just compressing the riv nut inside the handlebar. You give it a good squeeze. Make sure it's tightened in there, that the riv tool is into the riv nut fitting all the way through the barrel. Because if you stick this tool in and you only go part way in and you squeeze this, you're basically going to rip the threads out of the riv nut fitting. So you want to make sure that this tool goes all the way inside the riv nut and it's flush, and then you squeeze this and it's going to recompress this and it's going to make this stationary again. Then you can put the handlebar back in the bike, put the bracket back through, the 3mm Allen screws go back into the bottom of the slider tube, tighten them up, problem solved. We have the most extensive video library tech support section of any website, let alone indoor cycling website on the planet, StudioCycles.com. We also have a bike buyer aid video library for commercial facilities and residential customers. It's the ultimate destination if you're shopping for an indoor group cycle that's professionally built and tuned, or if you're shopping for a certified pre-owned bike with a lifetime warranty. We have the only ones on the planet. We also have 6 technical manuals that we've written over the last 10 years that are the absolute Bibles in the industry for care, maintenance, and repair on these bikes. Check us out online at studiocycles.com.